What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Hunter podcast. This week I have Riley SEEHOLZER on the podcast. Me and Riley and Jamin Davis just got back from a 9-day spring bear hunt in the backcountry, and needless to say, we freaking killed it. We killed a few bears. We actually killed 4 bears between the 3 of us. And so we go over kind of Riley's story, how he killed his bear, some of the things that he did to make that possible. We talk about killing confidence, how to find confidence in your ability to go out there and kill something, and just become a better hunter. And then we talk a little bit at the end about gear and training, so some of the new stuff that Riley's using this season, and just kind of some of the training that he's been doing, because he's not really like a gym goer, but he's a very confident mountain athlete, I would say. And so his training's pretty cool. And different than kind of a lot of the people I would say that I have on the podcast. So hope you guys enjoy this episode. If you want to check out any of the merch on the website for Creative Hunter or the Bino visors, use the code podcast15. You'll get 15% off any purchase on the website. The Bino visor, I've been using it every trip that I've been on this spring so far, and it's been awesome. I just put out a video on Instagram kind of showing the details about like how good it really is and how good it actually works. So check that out. Check them out on the website. Use the code podcast15 to save some money, help support me, my family, my dreams, and everything. And anyways, let's get to this video. Thanks you guys for watching. All right, guys, what's up, everyone? We are back here with Riley SEEHOLZER. Riley and I and Jamin Davis, we just got back from a bear hunt about a week ago, and we're going to kind of recap it, go over it, and just kind of talk about it. And then I'm going to have Jamin on the podcast here soon as well, probably next week, and we'll get his recap and kind of his thoughts about it too. But Riley came up here today in person to kind of just go through everything. But how's it going, Riley?
So good.
Good, dude.
Yeah.
Good.
You always feel good after, 10 days in the mountain is a good reset.
Yeah. Were you sore after?
No.
That's
surprisingly,
good.
No.
Really?
I thought I would be, but after 74 miles of just pounding the legs, it felt good.
Yeah. We were going hard.
We didn't slow down.
No, not at all.
I was thinking, when I was thinking about it, 'cause it's been about a week, and I was like, man, I personally only had 2 afternoons that I wasn't just going.
Yeah.
And every day was going at some point, but there was like the third day when I packed my bear back to that first river crossing, I had 4 hours where I was just chilling. And then it was that last second, it would have been the last full day when we just got back to camp after everything. We were just but other than that,
yeah,
it was just go for 9 days. It was awesome.
I know.
It really was.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I noticed that as soon as I got back, I started running again, and I was a little bit beat down.
Yeah.
I could tell.
I had hiker hunger.
Yeah.
Kind of post through hiker hunger, but not quite as bad. But it was still there. Because my wife would be making dinner and I'd just be eating.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, I need more. And that kind of persists up until, really kind of now, I guess. But just trying to recover calories. But as far as muscle soreness and stuff, no. I was trained up good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So this was your first bear, right?
Yep.
That's freaking cool. And how long have you been bear hunting?
This was the 3rd try. So really, I hunted 1 year for 6 days, and then the next year for 6 or 7 days, and then so it was 14, 15 days of bear hunting to get one.
So you got one.
Right?
Yeah.
It was great.
That's pretty good. I mean, you learn a lot in those
when you
years.
Press. Well, I mean, it's you just go out there, and the first time I went, I was didn't really know what I was doing, but kind of.
Yeah.
But we got onto a bear immediately. But it's you kind of hunt them like you're hunting a mule deer. Similar, very similar tactics.
Oh yeah.
And so, it wasn't that much different. But you're learning a new area, you're learning a new species, you're trying to just figure out hunting in general always. But then, this time going in, it was I had a different confidence
Nice.
than the past 2 times. Like I was going in there, I was killing a bear, and that's what I was gonna do, and nothing was gonna stop me at all. And that's what happened.
That's cool.
So,
Do you feel like you had that have had that confidence in the past, or were you just kind of like going to see
I
how it was
think,
gonna go?
well, as far as the bear hunt is concerned, no, because the first time I went in there, the goal was like, at that point, it was 2021. That was the biggest adventure hunt I've ever done, ever.
Yeah.
So it was, I just got to have a good experience. I got to work hard. That was the goal. And if I got a bear, great. I was going to be super stoked. But I got what I needed out of that hunt the first time. Like, we
Right.
saw a bear, we shot at it, we missed, we learned a ton of lessons, had so much fun, like, saw some good country. And that's what I needed. Like, looking back, I got exactly what I needed out of that part of
Yeah.
that hunt. And then the second time we went in with there was 5 of us total. And I just wanted to have a good time. We had a good time.
Oh yeah.
We got a bear between the group. Josh got one and learned a lot. We learned that area a lot better. We got what I needed out of that hunt too. Even though
Yeah.
I really wanted a bear. Like, we were pushing hard for,
Oh
but
yeah.
not we pushed hard the wrong way
Right.
that hunt. But you learn from that.
Yeah, you
And
have to
I
do
got
that.
what I needed out of that, and didn't get a bear, but it paid dividends a few years later. And now, as far as like I feel like the evolution that you take as a hunter is like, when you're starting out, whether that's if you're a kid starting out or whether you're more of an adult starting out, it's kind of the same. You're just like, you don't really know what's going on. You're just learning. You're just out there experiencing things. You're like super excited. You might not have like, like, to me, like, my hunting philosophy changes and it morphs over time. But when you're first starting out, you're just out there just like causing mayhem almost.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. And then it just slowly, like, you just kind of, you get better at hunting. Your philosophy, your why, that all changes. And it's like, eventually you're going to get to a point where you have that killer mindset. And I think like, some people might be born with it, but for me, like, because I didn't really start hunting until 19, 20.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get into like where hunting was super important and like one of my favorite things until I was probably like 24, 25.
Yeah.
So I wasn't born with that killer mindset that a lot of people have. I had to develop that.
Yeah.
And now I feel like it's changed like the last few years. And I honestly, ironically, hunting did not give me the killer mindset. Doing that through hike I did.
Yeah.
Which is weird to think about because it's like I was not hunting at all. Like, I have no thoughts about hunting really out there. It was just like hiking across the country, but it gave me an edge that most people don't have.
Right.
And then I decided that I was going to apply that to my hunting. And then, it's been 2 years since I started the PCT and a year and a half since I finished. And now when I'm out there hunting, it's like, I know how to push myself. I know how far I can go. I know that there really isn't a limit. Like, there is, but I'm not going to be able to reach the limit in 10 days. And so might as well just go hard and be a killer. And that paid dividends because the last 2 hunts I've had, I've killed my best animal of each species on day 2. Like, I didn't even need the full hunt. Like, my deer hunt in October, I was planning on, it was like, I was just going to hunt Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then I was going to go to work till Wednesday, take Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And my plan was, first 3 days, I'm just going to find a buck and I'm going to find a nice 4-point buck. That was my goal. I didn't, like, numbers don't matter to me at all. I don't care if he's 180, don't care if he's 130. I wanted a 4-point buck because I'd never shot one before. Found one day 2, killed one day 2, packed it out day 2 with my wife. Like, incredible experience, super cool buck. And then coming into the bear hunt, going solo, we got there, together, trailhead. But then you and Jamin went up different drainage. I was like, well, I'm just going to go solo for a couple days. And first night, found a bear. Second day, get in, get it done. I'm like, dude, this is how you hunt. Like, you have to have a killer mindset. Like, that's the most important thing. And it finally, like, clicked. Like, it clicked on the hunt this just 2 weeks ago. That's what it takes. It's like, you can have all the gear, you can have all the whatever. If you don't decide to have a killer mindset, you're not going to be a killer. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like I knew this for years, but I never like knew it inside. It's just super exciting when you figure that out. So now I can't wait to draw a tag. I'm like, if I draw a tag this year, which I might, maybe not,
Yeah.
I'm, I'm killing. Like, it's just so cool when you finally figure that out. And if you're
Yeah.
born with it, then you're like, good for you, man, because not everybody is. And then once you finally like develop that, it's like it changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized that on this last season that I was on, or the last fall, because I killed my first buck with a bow and my first elk with a bow.
Yeah.
And like the deer was like a tough one because I really like didn't quite have that mindset dialed in to where I was like, I'm going and killing. It was like I'm going and I'm gonna put in the work and I hope I kill.
Yeah.
But then with my elk, I was like, I'm going and I'm gonna kill an elk. It's like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do it, right? And I like it took me a few days, but like it happened. It just worked
I
out.
feel like there's going to be like another side to this too. It's like you have all this confidence built up from past hunts and you're like, all right, I got the killer mindset. And then that's just going to lead you into like the most humbling experience ever.
Oh yeah,
Because you're going to go and you're going to have this confidence, you're going to have this, killer mindset, so to speak. And then you're just going to not find anything in one hunt. And it's just going to bring you back to like, oh my gosh, like, do I really have what it takes? But you know what? That's why hunting's so cool.
yeah.
Because
Oh,
it's like
for sure.
you can go on a streak. Because I've seen people do it. They go on a streak and they're just like every tag they fill with a nice animal, and then all of a sudden skunked
Yeah,
for like a year. And it's like that's just why hunting's so awesome. It's
yeah,
just there's always room for growth. You're never gonna reach the pinnacle. You're never gonna be like you're never gonna perfect it. It's not possible to, and that's
yep,
why it's so rewarding.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and like that's always in the back of my head. Like it's hunting.
Yeah.
It might not work out this trip.
Yeah. That's all
So
right.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's all right. It's how it goes. So it's like I definitely try and find if I'm on a trip like that and I'm putting in as much work, it's like try and find the joy in that still. And to me, that's not that hard.
Yeah.
Like I'm out there in like the coolest place ever.
Every time I'm outside in the mountain, it's the best day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Me
Me too.
And so, and having a tag in your pocket is just a super special feeling
Oh yeah.
because it's kind of rare. Like you might, I spend, I don't know how many days out in the field, but only 10% of them or less, I actually have a tag where I'm during the season,
Right.
But all those other days out in the field are great. I love it. Just being out there, like learning about the ecology of an area is so exciting to me now, where it used to be just like, oh, I'm going to the mountains to hike and look around.
Yeah.
Now I'm like learning about plants and learning about what the animals I care about eat and how they live out there is just so cool.
Yeah.
Like that's what's exciting to me most of the time, because most of the time you're out there without a tag, so you got to find. Well, I don't even have to find what makes it exciting, because just being out there is like so peaceful, rewarding. It's awesome. You get to push yourself. You get to see pretty stuff. But then like adding a layer to just like trying to learn more, it just makes it exciting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good, dude. Well, let's kind of break up this hunt a little bit. So we got in there, the first day we hiked in and then we split off.
Yeah.
And you went up a drainage in the past has been pretty good, but we really haven't explored like a ton of the drainage.
Yeah. We kind of had like a baseline knowledge, and like
Yeah.
we knew there was bears in there.
Yep.
And the thing is, like, I just had like this confidence. Like I was gonna climb up this glass knob. I was gonna find a bear. I was gonna go in and kill him. And for some reason, it was just like that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so I went in there, and I'm doing it. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing, and it's gonna work. And it did work, which is crazy. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't happen like that. But it did. And
Yeah.
but yeah, like you and Jamie went up one way. I went up solo, crossed the river by myself, hauled in 6 days of food with the plan of like hunting probably 4 days by myself.
Yeah.
And we were gonna, keep in contact on the inReach and then meet back up. But I remember just it takes a while to get comfortable solo.
Yeah. Especially when you're
there,
like that
when you're
deep.
Like
Yeah.
we're way in there. Like,
Yeah.
way. And so you're on your own taking care of yourself. Like, you have to make all the decisions for yourself, which I like that.
Oh yeah, me too.
I don't have to have a hunting buddy being like, oh, I don't want to go up there, or I don't think we should do that. We should do this. It's like, no, I'm doing what I want because it's me, and
Yep.
it's on you. Like, every failure, every success is on you. You can't blame anybody.
Yep.
And I was excited for that. Like, I was like, this is gonna be good. So I go in there, probably what, 5 mile hike to where I started glassing.
Yeah, from where we split off.
Yeah, and then I stashed like 4 days of food down. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take 2 days of food. I'm gonna take 6 liters of water and my camp, and just bomb up this glassing knob 1,000 feet up above where I was. I'm gonna kick out a little bivy camp, and I'm just gonna camp up there for a day. I'm on a glass, and then get up there, 5 o'clock in the evening. I started to kind of settle in then, because at first you're just excited, you're anxious, this is how it is when you're solo. It takes a little bit. And it used to take me a long time to get settled in, but this time it was like 4 or 5 hours. I was good. All of a sudden I got up to the glass and knob. I'm like, whew, like I can relax. I'm here. Like, I'm on a mission now. So I start glassing this whole canyon, and all of a sudden InReach buzzes, and it's you, bear down already. I'm like, what time is it? We've been here for 8 hours. I'm like, heck yeah. I was so pumped.
Yeah.
And then, I didn't see anything. So I kind of pop over, start looking down in that snowy canyon. I spot these bear tracks. I'm like, whoa. I'm looking at them. Like, those look somewhat fresh. Like, they're just sliding down the snow. And then spot a bear in there.
Nice.
Like, immediately. Like, within, I had been up there for 30 minutes probably. And
Yeah.
you texted me, you got a bear. And then I spotted a bear. I was like, this is too good to be true. But I see that bear feeding down below me. Like I probably could have shot him with a bow if I was, had one. He was, well, I think it was a sow, little tiny thing. And I passed on it. I only saw her for 30 seconds probably. She was feeding.
Yeah.
I get the binos up. I'm like, oh my gosh, it is. And then I had the gun kind of handy. I was like, do I set it up? I better. So I get the gun set up. And then I could have shot her, but it was like feeding around, and then she's gone. I'm like, decided to pass.
Yeah.
We can't kill 2 bears first day. Like, what kind of hunt? We're in here for 9 more days. Like,
yeah.
And then what are we gonna do?
Right.
So, and I was glad I did, because you just could tell it was a young, small bear. It's like, that's not what I was looking for. Well, I would shoot that bear maybe, but I can't do that first day. Like, I need an adventure, I need a challenge, and it was just too easy almost.
Yeah.
Like, all I had to do is climb a hill, so I passed. And then go back to glassing knob and start glassing, get dinner going, and then spot a bear like way up canyon.
Yeah, it was like, how far was that? Like 2 miles,
Well,
mile and a half?
As the crow flies, it was about 1.6 miles.
Yeah.
But it ended up being close to 4 miles, like walking.
Right.
So I watched that bear, and there's still about an hour of light left. And I'm like, do I go back down and camp and then go up canyon and get on him tomorrow? I was like, nah, I'll just camp up here again. And then first thing in the morning, I'm going to spot him, verify that he's still there. And you could tell, like, he was a pretty good bear. But you never really know with the bears, especially that far
away. Yeah.
But I'm looking, I'm like, well, it's like, I watched that thing for about an hour that evening, all by itself, like, looks good, got me really excited, and tested my patience, because I was like, man, I could cut halfway there and get there super early in the morning, but I'm like, there's no reason for that. It's a bear. It's not a mule deer. It's not an elk. You don't have to be there first light. Like, you don't have to, like, he's not going anywhere.
Yep.
Like, that bear's there because there's food. His den's probably nearby. Just chill out a little bit. So I went to bed, woke up, like, right as the sun was coming up, like, barely could see. Threw the binos up. Within a minute, there he is. So I didn't spend much time. I spent 2 or 3 minutes looking at him. Yep, same bear, basically the same place. Took a couple pictures, got on Onyx, got on Go Hunt, verified, like, okay, that's where he is. Put a couple pins, made a bunch of mental images. Like, I needed to know, like, where he is. And there was some finger ridges, the trails up above him. And, like, there were some trees, like, dead trees that were burnt, that were, like, you know, quite unique from everything else, that I just made a mental note, like, hey, like, he was at this point in the day, he was there, he was moving in that direction. Like, I tried to gather as much intel to know where I was, because I don't have somebody behind me to like flag me in with a game bag or something, or to tell me I'm in the right spot, you know? So I had to do
Yep.
this all myself. So I took a little bit of time to like make sure I knew where I was going. Once I was confident, back down, grabbed all those extra food days, crossed the river, up the drainage I go. Took me, I don't know, 3-4 hours to get in to the zone, and then sat there, verified I was where I was at with the map, with the landmarks. I'm like, all right, I'm in the zone. There's all these little finger ridges coming down, these cliffs. He's going to pop out eventually today, hopefully. And so I got the gun set up on the tripod. I was moving rocks around on the trail, like getting so I was prone, and then I was ranging everything. There was a rock 500 something yards. There was a little dead tree stump at like 460, and like all these different, it was anywhere from like 250 to 600 yards where he could maybe walk out. And so dry fired on everything. Like I was there for 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
I just sat there, like kind of in the shade, but mostly baking in the sun with the ticks everywhere. Like it was just, you know, waiting him out. And then this is the second day, like already in the bears. Like I was so stoked, dude. I was so happy, just having the time of my life. And then something, you know how when you're hunting, you never know if it's right to be patient or to really, you know, hammer down. You just don't know. And you might have the thought, okay, I got to be patient. And maybe that's the right move, maybe it's not. And the same, you know, and for me, I usually get antsy because I got ADHD, and I'm always just like, I got to go make it happen. And sometimes that's the right move, but you just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at my clock. I've been here since noon. It's almost 5:30. And all of a sudden, I was just like antsy. I'd been super patient all day, like dry firing, eating snacks, walking back to the spring, cooling off a little bit because it was hot. It was like a really warm day. Like I was just being patient. Like I knew that patience was going to pay off with this bear. But then my brain starts, you got to go get him. Like, you know how it is. Alarms going off. Like, I don't know why. But I thought the worst thing that happens is I don't see him because the wind's perfect. I'm up above him a couple hundred yards probably. I like was very confident he was in there. So I figured, well, if I sneak up there around this finger, look down the avalanche chute, if he's not there, then he's not there. I'll back out. The wind's going to be fine. Like all day long was blowing straight up.
Yeah.
So, okay, whatever. Take a big swallow, eat a couple snacks, shove a couple snacks in the pocket, throw my wind jacket in the pocket, tripod, gun, let's go. So I'm sneaking up a couple hundred yards, real slow. Like I'm like, if I'm going to sneak in there, I'm like, he might be 300 yards away or whatever, but I'm treating this like it's an archery stock because I am not blowing this.
Yeah.
I got time. I'm not blowing it. Like I'm doing whatever it takes to get this bear killed. So I probably only went 200 yards on the trail, but it took me, 10, 15 minutes just because I was walking, looking, because maybe he fed towards me. Who knows? You never know.
Yep.
I wasn't going to take any chances. So I sneak up there and finally get to this, what I kind of called the point of no return. Because if I go around that corner, then if I haven't seen him yet, he has to be down there. And this is when it's like, it's game time now. Like you're fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, down by 10 or whatever, like you gotta, this is game time. So sit down, kind of cool down because I'm getting all excited, he's got to be there. Like I'm so confident for some reason, like I know he's there. And so I get the tripod set up because it's like crazy steep slope down. And one leg's fully extended, the other ones are like partially. Put the gun on, make sure it's steady. I'm like, all right, as long as the slope stays roughly like this, I can drop the tripod. It's going to be good no matter what for the next little ways. And I think that was a super key thing to do because if I just had the tripod all closed up, what happened after this, I wouldn't have had time. So thankfully, I just decided to do that before I came around the corner. So I got the tripod. I folded the legs up, but they're all extended. Like one was really long, the other was short. So I was kind of using it as a walking stick kind of thing. Come around the corner, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I saw this dead tree, that I had identified in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the spot. Like, I know where I'm at, like 100%. And I start walking around, I'm looking down, like it's like 40-degree slope or more down. And I would take 5 or 6 steps and look down for a couple seconds. All right, there's nothing. And I did that just around the corner. And then I sat down. I was like, all right, I'm just going to be patient again. I pushed the envelope a little bit, time to chill out. I'm going to wait here for 5-10 minutes. So I did. I'm like, man, I just can't see enough. Like, I can see a lot more than I could, but still, like, I knew if I went around the corner just a little bit, maybe 20, 30 yards, it would open up so much more ground. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do the same thing. 5 steps, look, 5 steps, look. I get up like 1 or 2 steps. All of a sudden, there's the bear. He's
there.
right down below me. And I'm on this like shale, like crazy, you know how the trail kind of like they kind of like move the rocks, but it's like wild shale. I'm like, crap, like, and then anything, if I rolled a rock, it's going to hit that bear. Like, literally, that's how steep it was. And he's so close. I didn't range or nothing. Like, he's like point and shoot. So there's this bush, maybe 10, 15 feet in front of me. So I just like sneak over there. I can see the bear. I'm like, oh yeah, he doesn't know I'm here. Like, wind's perfect. He's just chowing down. He was like whacking this bush. And then like, I don't know what, if he was like digging or whatever he was doing, but he was like super locked into eating. So he wasn't looking up.
Yeah.
And then I plop down that tripod, throw the gun on. I get on him. I'm like, oh, this is really going to happen. Holy crap. Like, I can't believe it. But you can't have that mindset right then, because that's how you mess stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
So I lock back in. And then I'm like, should I range him? No. Like, I'm at 3 power on my scope. And he's like right there, like, you know. So I zoomed in just a little bit. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna do it. So I rack a shell in, safety off, shoot him. He starts tumbling down the mountain, and you know how like they'll like lean back and like bite at their wound for a second, like a coyote does. He does that, and then it's just rolling, like, and then rock slide, dust everywhere, like so steep. He started this rock slide. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm in the scope still, like following him, and then it kind of super steep, sort of flattens out for a second. He does like the slow motion roll, like it almost seemed like a cartoon, you know. And I was like, I better put another one in him just in case. I didn't need to, but I did. So I center punched him again, and then he just rolls out of sight. And it's just like you can hear rocks rolling, dust. And then I just was like, oh, I just shot a bear. And like I pulled out the phone, filmed a little video. I was just amped up, like so excited. I could not believe it. Like everything worked out too perfect. And I was like, how did this happen? Like, I can't believe it, but it was so cool. So I go back, get the pack, start digging into day 3 food. And this is about 6 o'clock at night when I shot him. Go down there, find him, just so amped up, all by myself, down this crazy avalanche chute. Like, he almost rolled in the river, so steep. But I wouldn't have it any other way, man. Like, that is the coolest country to be in. Like, steep, rugged, nobody else is there. Like, who in their right mind's coming down here, you know?
Yeah.
Not, like, you got to be a little crazy, like, to hunt this stuff. Like, it's just wild stuff. So anyways, I get the bear broke down, start, you know, it was probably 10 o'clock at night by the time, and I, like, all by yourself, a pretty decent sized bear, super steep, and, like, I didn't, like, skinning stuff out isn't that complicated, but I'd never done a bear before.
Yeah.
But I knew how to do it, like,
right.
I got it done pretty good, but it just took a while, and I was just trying to enjoy the moment as much as I could, because it was just beautiful down there. There was, like, the river, like the trees, the cliff on the other side of the river, the little glissade or the cascading waterfall coming down. Like, it was just gorgeous country. And then to have shot my first black bear, like a really nice, I think he's probably over 6 foot black bear.
Yeah.
Just such a cool experience. So I was trying to relish that as long as I could, but also, like, it getting cold, getting dark, like, all by yourself, got to get going, you know. But I got him packed up, just one load of meat up to the trail, and I slept on the trail because there's nowhere flat for 2 miles each way, probably, or more. Nowhere flat. So I just put the my bivvy down right on the trail. It was pretty fun to sleep on the trail. But then the next morning, first light, like I didn't sleep that great, but I slept a little bit. Got up, I was too excited to sleep. Went down there, grabbed the gun, grabbed another load of meat, got it up to the trail, went back down. It was like, let's get the hide. It was a grind, but and I just packed him that's all I did all day from sun up to 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
So yeah, at that point we had just met up with you.
Yeah.
And then the plan was just to kind of keep hunting that area from there, kind of going a little deeper.
I finally set my camp up after 3 nights.
Yeah.
And I was like eating bear meat. I found that bighorn sheep head.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
That was sick.
Like I was just having a jolly good time up there by myself. And then you guys came and all right, I guess we got to hunt together now.
Yeah.
I was just chilling by myself, but no, it was good. It was fun to have some camaraderie now. Cause like I like being by myself, but at some point, and I kind of like part of me wishes it would have been a little bit longer because I never had that like sitting by myself, like really deep thought that you kind of go through.
Right.
Because it was just so action packed, which is great. Like,
yep.
But I never really, like, I wanted like a day where I was just like in my thoughts, like hashing stuff out, but I never did, which is fine.
Yeah.
But then you guys showed up and it was just, let's just keep pushing it. And we kept
going hard.
We did.
We were going hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about what you found right by your bear?
We can.
It's up to you.
Yeah. So I get down to my bear and I just had the thought go through my head. I'm looking around. I'm in like 40, 50 something degree downward slope, almost to the river. The trail was like, I think my watch was wigging out because originally I thought I was 0.1 down. It was 500 feet up elevation, but that wasn't right. It was like 0.4.
Yeah.
And it was like 425 feet of elevation. So like insane steep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, nobody's ever been here. Like, there's zero reason for a human to ever come here unless they shot a bear and it rolled down to these rocks. Like, and as I said that, I turn around and I can see my bear, and there is a American Express Platinum credit card, like a foot and a half, 2 feet from the bear. I'm like, what? So like, my first thought was, no, that's not there. Like, that's stupid. But then I'm like, well, it's there, so what? Pick it up, see the guy's name. I'm like, huh, whatever. I put it in my backpack. I didn't think anything of it. Next day, I come back down to get the bear, and I take one load of meat back up, come back down, and I'm like looking around, making sure I didn't leave anything, because like I had left my knife folded up sitting there, and there's like, you know, a few things. So I was like cleaning up all my stuff because this is the last time I'm coming down here. As I'm doing that, I look in the bush. There's a wallet, and I take a video. I'm literally. Well, where the bear died was about 5 feet from that bush, but where I had dragged the bear a little bit, it was probably 25 feet. You can see the bear hide laying out on the rocks, and then I pan, and there's the wallet. Like, it's right where my bear died. What in the world? Like, this is crazy. So I pick up the wallet. There's like a couple $100 of like waterlogged, like torn up cash in there. There's an insurance card. There's a hunting license. There's 3 or 4 credit cards. His ID. And I'm like, all right, I guess I got to find out who this guy is.
Yeah.
Which I have not found out. Well, I know who he is, but I haven't contacted. I've tried to contact him a couple times, but I haven't been able to reach him yet. So I'm hoping I can. Like, I want to give him I want to know what his story is, and I'm pretty sure he wants to know mine. And so, like, I've been trying to contact him, but it was just weird.
Yeah.
It was really.
That's
weird.
crazy. Like how far deep in we were.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
Like 7 miles from the trailhead.
Like even throughout the whole year, like how many people walk on that trail? Like not that many.
Like,
because it's not like a popular.
If
trail.
I had to guess, that trail probably sees like 50 people a year. Or less.
I would say.
That's generous.
Yeah.
Probably less. Probably like 20 people a year.
Yeah.
And it's just bizarre. Like it's not like it's 10 feet off the trail. It's way
down.
Way down the trail. Like even if there was snow and it slid down, I don't think it would have made it that far. Like I don't know what the heck, like how.
I know, because it literally it's like 500 or 600 yards from the trail, just down the hill.
Yeah.
Right. Like long ways.
And like there's like trees in the way. There's a bunch of bushes to go through to get there. Like it's on this like talus slope, kind of in a bush on the edge of it. Super weird.
Yeah.
And like the whole time I never had this like ominous feeling. Like sometimes your gut knows like this is like something bad happened. I never. It was always just like, oh, I gotta find. And I don't have like this guy didn't disappear. This guy didn't die. I don't know. I still have
True.
no idea. But I don't have that ominous weird feeling. I just feel like this guy's got a crazy story to tell, and I want to
Yeah.
find out about it, and I
Yeah.
want to tell him my story. Like
That'll be cool.
interesting.
Hopefully
So
you can get in touch.
stay tuned. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to do a recap or something.
Yeah. Hopefully there's something cool, but who
Yeah.
knows? I don't know.
That's cool.
I got that wallet sitting. I got it in a plastic bag in my house. I'm just waiting because I've tried to reach him. I don't even know if I got the right number. I actually had the thought to reach out to some people in Boise to like, hey, do you know who this is?
Yeah.
But I haven't done that yet. Maybe I will.
Yeah. Nice. So, going back on your story, just a couple things I wanted to point out. First of all, this time of year, it's like early spring, and these bears, they're really not moving a ton. Like you're saying, like you found him 2 days in a row in almost like the exact same spot.
Yeah.
And we kind of found that with all the bears we were watching, they might move like a ridge or two or something, but like not far. They're kind of sticking in their areas.
They got their zone and they're kind of staying in that zone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like all the bears are.
That's how
pretty
Jamin's,
much.
like we spotted Jamin's bear 3 days before we killed her.
Yep.
And she was only just around the little ridge, like not like within, for a bear, she was within like a 30-minute walk
Yep.
away.
Oh yeah, not far.
Yeah.
And like what was crazy too is like there was a day in between when we found Jamin's bear and when he killed it when we never saw it.
Yeah.
So like
But she was there.
she was there, we just didn't see her.
There's so much, it's hard to pick them things out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's easy at the same time.
Right.
It's like when there's a bear there, you're gonna find her.
Yep.
And there's not, you're not. Like,
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't really know because I haven't done a ton of hunting later in the spring, but I feel like I've heard that bears end up moving more later in the spring. Just moving areas, the rut's starting, the boars are definitely moving.
Yeah.
But during this like early springtime, if you spot a bear, it's probably gonna be there for a few days.
I think so. I think that's probably in most cases that's how it is.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've noticed at least in this area that we hunt, and even up in different areas and stuff. That's kind of what I've seen. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was when you spotted him that morning and you did a bunch of mental checks and took pictures and made sure you knew exactly where it was. Like when you're solo hunting, that's huge.
Everything was intentional.
Like
everything.
Whatever you're hunting, deer, elk, like bears, like if you are going in on a stalk and it's that far away, like you got to know what things look like because it's always different when you get over there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's why like when I saw that dead tree, like I said, when I came around the corner, all of a sudden like my confidence was high, but after that I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, there was this tree, it was like half-burned tree, like very unique, and it had fallen over this log in a very particular way that it was like extremely recognizable no matter what angle you were on. And that was when I'm looking for a landmark, like it can't be, oh, there's this tree by this rock. It has to be, there's this half-burnt dead tree angling this direction, leaning over this rock with all this, like it has to be very, very particular.
Yep.
And that's like, it was intentional. There's a reason I chose that because like you couldn't miss it, you know. Yeah, especially by yourself. Even with other people, like
it's still you still should know.
You can get kind of lost out there in some sort of way. Like if you're just looking for something and all of a sudden your landmarks weren't good enough, you're like, oh crap, like I don't remember, can't find it, you know.
Yeah.
So.
And if you're in a state that allows for like radio contact, it's like put some names on landmarks so you guys know exactly like, all right, you're by the big red tree or something, and it's not like and you know exactly what the people are talking about.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay, let's talk a little bit. We still got a few minutes here. Let's cover some gear stuff. So you, first thing is I know you're using a fairly new pack recently.
Yep.
Tell me about that.
I got the XO K4.
Nice.
I bought it in I buy it May 2024, so I've had it for less than a year. But it's been, I've had a Stone Glacier in the past, I've had a Kifaru in the past. They're great packs. Just I think every single pack kind of fits a little different, and they functionally they try to achieve the same thing. And like, you know, some guys might, you know, just they fit different. It's like shoes, kind of. Like, they're all good, but does it fit you right? That's what matters. So like the Stone fit me decent, but after a few years, I was like, I need to try something new. And I tried the Kifaru, and like there was just it didn't really fit me that great, but it still worked. I still packed out animals, still did some big trips with it, no problems really. But I'm always just like, gosh, I got to get this pack figured out. Like it pinches my hips, it's too harsh on the shoulders, like whatever it may be. And then so I finally like I kind of had it in my head like I wanted an EXO pack for the longest time, but I'm like, I already have a Kifaru, I already have a Stone. So I finally pulled the trigger on the EXO. And dude, noticeable difference for me, just the way that it feels with weight.
Yeah.
And so, because what I did is like I still had the Stone and the Kifaru at home, so I just loaded them up with the same amount of weight and just went for a walk around town with the Stone, walk around town with the Kifaru and the EXO. I'm like, yeah, the EXO fits me better. I don't really care about brand loyalty; it just fits me better.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, and the way the bag designs is simple. It's the Stone Glacier and the EXO. I like how simple their bags are.
Right.
The Kifaru is like if you like Legos, which I do like Legos, but I don't like it when I'm hunting. Like I don't want to have to fiddle with it.
Yeah.
You have to fiddle and like make the Kifaru how you want it to be, which is cool if you like that.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, no, I need it just to be what it is, and I don't want any extra fluff. And that's what the EXO gives you.
Yeah.
And I like that. And some people don't. It doesn't matter. Like you find what works for you, just like a pair of shoes. But no, that pack is phenomenal. It really is.
Yeah.
Super simple, yet just does everything that it's supposed to do really, really good, and it doesn't do anything else.
Nice.
So
yeah,
we had that thing loaded like 120 pounds at one point. Probably. Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, we both did.
It was so immovable heavy, like it was painful.
It was insane.
Like, it doesn't matter what pack you had on.
It was gonna hurt.
Yeah, but like it never hurt on my hips or my shoulders. It just hurt in my brain.
Yeah,
because I was like, oh, it's so heavy. But it did the job.
Yeah.
And I packed out a deer, a few elk from guiding, and then the bear, and it's been great. Like,
good.
So I'm gonna stick with this one for a while until somebody comes up with one that doesn't weigh. Like, if it like can lift the weight off your shoulders with like helium or something, or like has a little drone flying up, that'll change to that. But for now, I'm sticking with the EXO.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the EXO packs and the guys over there and stuff.
Yeah, they do it right.
Yeah,
they really do.
So what other pieces of gear stood out to you on this trip?
Having my Bora gear bivy, so I could just camp wherever, just keep out of the bugs, keep everything clean in there. Because I slept on a trail twice.
Yeah.
And cowboy camped 4 times. And then using the floorless shelter, I just like having that bivy. Everything's kind of enclosed in a bug net, but it's just as big as you need the bug net to be. It just you just crawl in your little bug net and sleep. That was because I actually had camp on my back like most of the time when we're hunting. Yeah. Because I just wanted to be able to plop down. Like that one day that we killed your bear, we were 5 miles away, and then you killed your bear right at last light, and then like I was out of food, and we had to break down your bear and pack him out. If we all would have just had our camp with us, we'd stay right there, plop down somewhere, and especially if we were bivvy camping, you can just kick out of bed. Yeah. And there was spots for sure, but it's just different tactic, and in some places it's better to have a base camp, in some places it's better to have a bivvy. Yeah. In this place, it's probably better to just have camp on your back. At least like a minimal camp. Yeah, like super basic. Just you have your pad, you have your bivvy, you have your quilt, and a tarp. Because that one night we slept under the tarp, it snowed on us. I don't think anybody got wet at all. But we just had one shelter, 3 guys just tucked under this tarp, and we were great. Yeah, and that was cool. It was so cool because we got up to the top. We did not have to leave until we ran out of water. Yeah, or we saw something, which there was snow, so we didn't really. Well, I got like almost a liter of water from that snow, and it wasn't even sitting there that long. Right. We would have had a whole day of sunshine. We could have been up there for as long as we had food. Yep. Because we had our camp with us. So I think that and I've had the same sleep system for 4 or 5 years. I had the Thermarest X Therm pad, 7R value, super warm. I got the Catabatic Gear Flex 15 quilt, which there's no reason for me to ever buy another quilt again. I got my Nemo pillow. Bomber. I love that little pillow.
Yeah.
It's called a Philo. It's got memory foam and it blows up. So it's just you can just snooze on that thing. And then the Bora Gear Bivy. And then I was using the Seek Outside Aeolus and I had my DSD tarp, but I think I only slept under my Aeolus for 2 nights.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was cowboy camping, and then back at the trailhead, I had the teepee set up for like a bigger base camp, and that was cool. So
Yeah.
and like other like my tripod that I use to shoot off of and the glass off of, like game changer. Like I hate that word, but
Yeah.
I would not have shot that bear without that big old 4-pound tripod, huge.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't have a center post, so I can bring it right to me when I'm glassing, and I can get super comfy. And that's the problem I have with glassing off a tripod is my neck, my back, everything gets sore. And because it's like you can put the center post all the way up, but then the legs are down here getting in your way, and if the center post is down, it's in your way.
Yep.
Having that big, yeah, it's heavy. I don't even care though. I could shoot off of it, rock solid, no matter what.
Yep.
Almost. I'm sure there's probably some situations where it's not, but
Yeah.
almost everything I've thrown at it so far, with whether through practicing shooting and actually hunting, like it's been awesome. Super comfy glassing, super steady, so big old burly tripod, and then having camp on my back, like those are the 2 things that stick out. Like all the other pieces of gear I've had for a while, it's just part of my system now. I don't even think about it. So yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, on this trip, I guess I didn't have a ton of new stuff as I'm thinking about it. I brought my bow to try and kill one with the bow, and I did put a stock on one.
Legendary stock. It just
didn't quite.
That's bow hunting.
It's just bow hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm sure I'll try it again next year.
I feel like you could do it.
I think I could.
There was multiple times like that stock you did. If I would have seen where the bear went, because he went around that ridge, like we would have got it done.
Yeah, if I would have just popped over a little sooner or something, and like it would have been fine. It just the wind just like went up, and he was already above us.
Yeah, had no way to know.
Yeah, so which is fine. And I ended up killing my bear with the Weatherby, with the rifle, just kind of because of the situation. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely doable with the bow.
Oh, yeah.
You just get the wind right, and eventually it's gonna work out. There's some spots though where it's like probably wouldn't ever even try with the
Too
bow.
steep, too nasty.
Yeah.
But I feel like honestly,
I think it's doable.
I think you can do it with the bow.
It'll just take some time, but yeah. You didn't even bring a spotter.
No.
You just had the SIG 20s.
I had the SIG 20s, the stabilizers, and I had the Leicas.
Yeah.
And I mean, I used your spotter a few times.
Yeah.
And I liked it. But it was like, in my opinion, if you're hunting solo, maybe you want a spotter, but like I got it done without. I didn't need one. But yeah, I also was like kind of like lucky.
Right. Especially well, bears are a little different too.
Yeah, and I don't think you need a spotter for hunting bears.
Yeah.
It's like it's nice to have, but I don't think you need it necessarily. Especially because I had 20 power stabilized binos. Like I used a mile and a half away as crow flies. I zoomed right in on him. I was like, yeah, that's a boar. Like 80% sure.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have cubs, or she doesn't have cubs. So I'm just going to go. Like, and then you just move in a little closer, and then like I didn't feel like I was glad I didn't have a spotter because I didn't have to carry it.
Yeah.
And then when I was with you, there was 2 spotters between the 3 of us, and it's like, okay, we got spotters now.
Yeah,
so we're good.
We're good.
I feel like if you're hunting with a buddy, one person
should have a spotter. Yeah, for sure.
2 don't need it though. You share that thing.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't need to carry 2 spotters.
Yeah,
it's a lot of weight, especially like my Maven's almost 5 pounds. Like that is significant.
It's a lot. Yeah. The spotter, what it does, weigh a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll need to film through a lot too, which is kind of one of the biggest reasons to have.
That's the one thing I missed is I wish I would have been able to get some good footage of my bear.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because like I got shaky footage through the binos, which is like, okay.
Yeah.
But if I was able to get like the spotter set up with the mag view, like really cool, it would have been really cool to have those. But it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not necessarily the most important thing. All the time.
Oh, for sure. Couple things I was just thinking of. So I had that DRT. It's like the chair but it folds into a rifle cover.
Yeah.
That thing's pretty rad.
That was kind of cool, like a
Yeah,
unique spin on
because
some
we were
gear.
using that like every day. I mean, every time we glass, I'd
You
throw
were
it out.
always sitting in it. Like,
Yeah,
and I have a chair like that I use for coyote hunting.
yeah,
It's like a bleacher chair for going to watch a
yeah,
baseball
exactly.
game.
Yeah,
But I just yeah, it's a little folding chair and it has a little strap. It's super
yeah,
comfy.
yeah.
I
They work
like
good.
I've gotten really good at sitting in the dirt over the years and like getting comfy, but
Yeah,
sometimes I was kind of jealous of that thing. I was like, man, that thing is cool.
yeah.
Just
So I like
yeah.
that. And I was also using the Moose Ridge Nutrition, some of their meals, which I liked. I only had a handful of them, and they just released them. So this week you can go buy them now.
Okay.
But
How
good
were you with
ingredients.
so for me, this was the best nutrition wise hunt I've ever been on.
Yeah,
I never like so the first day I had like a little bit of a bonk happen when I was hauling up that first hill to glass, but I honestly attribute that to excitement because I
yeah.
forgot to eat like my carbs climbing that hill.
Oh
I
yeah.
was just like, I'm gonna get up this hill. I'm so excited. And then all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, I'm carrying a lot of weight up this hill, like getting a little dizzy, but I just plopped down, ate like 300 calories, mostly carbs, gave her 5, 10 minutes. I was good to go again. But like overall, I was sitting pretty with nutrition. How are you doing on that
Yeah.
hunt?
I felt pretty good about it because I don't think that I think that it was probably one of the better hunts I've had as far as nutrition.
That's good.
Because I don't remember like any times like feeling like I like really needed more.
Yeah.
There was times when I was like, man, I'm hungry, but that's just like you're hunting.
Yeah.
You can only carry so much food.
Like we were after packing bear meat for most of the day, multiple
Yeah.
days. You get back to camp and you just devour
Oh
food
yeah.
like you like nothing. You're
Yep.
eating like a bear. You're just
Yeah. You
But
need it.
I always felt like I had the energy levels that I needed the whole hunt. Like it felt good. And so I wish I actually have it all like on Excel. I should have took
Oh
a
nice.
screenshot because like every single day all the macros are listed. And I was sitting around probably like 3,500 calories a day roughly.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly how much like, the macros I was trying to get, but it was like I followed some guys kind of a guideline for a hunt, sort of. I kind of tweaked it a little bit. I added more fat to my diet than normal, and I think that might be like it's like olive oil packets for every meal.
Yeah.
Had MCT oil in most of the meals already, and then it was like couple packets of like those little packets of mayonnaise for my lunch. Like I was just trying to get fat
Yeah.
because it's hard to get fat and protein is hard too. But like I don't know why. For me, I just feel like if I have more fat when I'm out there, it just helps a
Yeah.
lot. So I was adding like I think like whether it was a peak refuel or a homemade dehydrated meal, I was adding like 20 extra grams of fat already on top of what I already had.
Right.
I think that helped a
I'm
lot.
sure.
I think it
Yeah.
did because I was just like we went so hard,
Oh
and
yeah.
I never once was like I can't get up in the morning and go. It was always just like let's go, and we were fine going, and we were having fun the whole time.
Yeah.
So
Yep. No, I agree. Yeah, and it was pretty crazy to me like how beat I would feel at night, and then I'd sleep and wake up and be like, all right, I'm ready
yeah,
to go again,
oh yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So that was so, and for like 9 days that we were out there, like I felt pretty good the whole time. I didn't really have like a day
okay.
where I started to like bonk or anything,
That's good.
which is good.
That is good, especially like 74 miles, and you guys probably
Yeah,
went close to 80.
yeah.
And
Oh,
that's in that type of country.
yeah.
That's something
It's a
to
lot. It's a
that's
lot.
something.
We were going crazy.
Yeah.
Um, Last thing, we'll take like 5 minutes and we'll wrap it up. How was your training for this hunt? Because there's a lot different than my training is,
Yeah.
but you were feeling pretty good.
I just rucked. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't go to a gym just because I don't. I mean, I probably could, but it might help.
yeah,
But I don't. I just don't like the gym. I don't like gym culture, so
yeah,
I don't go. My gym is the mountain, and I am blessed to have a mountain so close to where I live that I can, and so I take advantage of that.
yeah,
And it was like I started. It was like January. What me and my wife do is we do hike Wednesday. Every Wednesday we go on a hike. No excuses. If something comes up on Wednesday, we're gonna hike on Tuesday or Thursday. Like we're going to do one hike a week, and that was in the winter. Like we were on the Wind Caves Trail up Logan Canyon. It's popular enough that it gets packed down. You just wear your micro spikes and you can hike all the way to the cave. It's 2 miles up. It's about 1,100 feet of elevation gain, and we just go up and down. You know, it takes 2 hours or so to do the whole hike, and we did that all throughout the winter, from January all throughout February, March. That's about one of the only trails you can really do that actually has some elevation. So we took advantage of that. And it was a pretty mild winter. Like a lot of times it was like partial snow, it was muddy, frozen mud, whatever. We did it.
Yeah.
And then I think probably like mid-February, I started going like 25 pounds. I just take, you can go get sand from, you can get it from the side of the road or whatever. But I just went and got some play sand from Home Depot on 50 pounds.
That's what I did too.
Years ago. I've had it for years. And I just got one of those heavy duty, cheap dry bags from Walmart. And then I can just, you know, take sand out, put sand in, make it however heavy I want. So started out 25 pounds, had the exo pack. Every Wednesday, I was just rucking. I would not stop until I got to the top. It was 2 miles, 1,000 feet. And it was super good cardio, good for your legs. And it wasn't super heavy. Like 25 pounds is a good workout, especially when you're climbing. And I just did that once a week. I did that for, I think, 3 weeks. And then in the beginning of March, I would do that same hike, but I also did this. There's this hill I call it Workout Hill. It's 0.9 miles and it's almost exactly 1,000 feet. So it's relatively steep and it's just very consistent slope. And my goal was 25 minutes. Yeah. First time I did it, it was like 34 minutes. And every time I would do that once or maybe even twice a week. As I got closer to the hunt, it's like twice a week. And it was 25 pounds. And I was just trying to cut that time down. And I think my best time was like 26 minutes or something.
Nice.
Almost got it. But then I ran out of time, so it was time to go hunting. But I was feeling so good. And then I think, I'm trying to remember exact dates, but it was, because our hunt was April 14th, and I'm pretty sure it was like exactly 3 weeks. It was like the last week of March. Jumped her up to 35 pounds. Oh, nice. And then I jumped it up to 50. And I did a couple of that Wind Caves hike with 50-pound ruck. And I was like, it was like a regimented march. I am not stopping until I get to the top. Yeah. I'm keeping I don't have to go super fast. Yeah. But I just rucked. And that's all I did to train. I did nothing else.
Yeah. I think that's like something to take away from that, because like if you're not training how you want to perform, it's like you're never gonna reach that maximum potential when you're performing. So if you're not throwing your pack on and going on a hike, if you're just running or just lifting weights, you're not getting everything that you need to perform.
And I think like if I was doing some lifts, it might have helped.
It could have helped. But
I didn't ever feel once on the hunt that I was ill prepared physically. Yeah. Like I just did what needed to be done and I did it well. And I did it with a smile on my face. Yeah. And then I don't know if I'm changing anything in the future. Like maybe when I get older I do. But for now, as long as I maintain rucking, like I'm still doing it. Like we went on a couple backpacking trips, just weekend trips, and packs like 30 pounds. We're not going that far, but it's still like it trains you.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just gonna keep doing that, and I don't see any reason why it won't work.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good. Yeah. Well, good dude. We'll wrap it up. We're gonna do a bear hunt next year, right?
I hope so.
Me too.
I love it, dude. It's such a good hunt. Like
so fun. Yeah. It's so fun. And we might get out this fall and do something. We'll see kind of how it works out. But you're going to finish the PCT, right?
I still got over 200 miles to hike. So me and my wife are going to go and we're going to hike the Sierra section of the PCT this fall.
Nice.
It's all kind of coming together now. We're getting closer, but we're going to make our own meals and like ship them to ourselves. Nice. And try to get the nutrition really, really good. Because that's one thing I lacked on the PCT is like it was hard to get perfect nutrition. But now that we're only hiking for 6 weeks, which is weird to say, we can send our own food and like get everything we need. Yeah. So I'm excited for that.
That's perfect. Yeah. Cool, dude. Well, that'll be fun. Yep. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Right on.
We'll see everyone next week.